We've just given 4 classes about the Gemara in Erech and Daf Tezayim and Beis, which says that if you haven't had Yisurim in 40 days, it means you lost your chelik on Olam Haba, your portion of the world to come. We explain the reason for that is that all these Yisurim, which come specifically in the areas where there's a mitzvah of Simcha and Yontif, the greatest areas of pleasure, right? It taps on the shoulder from God to realize that it's not the purpose in the world, that we should reset and understand that the purpose of the world is not, the purpose of the world is pleasure, but pleasure, l's'aneg al Hashem. And any pleasures we get in this world, which make us happy, which make us more vibrant, which make us more energetic, which give us more hope and joy and serenity, whatever it might be, whatever terms you want to use, those are good things. But don't get carried away. Don't get pulled in by it. That's the basic gist of the past 4 classes that we gave. And we said also that it was specifically in these areas, wine, clothing, and money, where a person's very vulnerable to get pulled in those areas. I want to share with you a story. There's actually impetus for these classes. And it's a very small story. Again, you don't need major Yisurim, right? You know, I was once at a Purim Suda, and the Mashkiach of Meir Brockfeld, who's my relative, he's married, his sister's married to my cousin. His name is Rabbi Hexter. He came up to me and said, Rabbi Travis, I mention you every day in my prayers. I said, really? What do you say? He said, because as listeners might know, I was run over by a car and pronounced dead. He said, God, if you want me to do something and make it more gentle, please don't let me get run over by a car. Okay, so you don't need to get run over by a car. You don't need to be mugged on the beaches of Brazil. And many, many, many other stories I could tell you. Fires, meningitis, pneumonia, father-in-law dying right before the wedding. You don't need that. You don't, if God says you need it, then you need it. But we don't need that for this reset. It can be very small things. And we should be happy when these terms are small. So this is what happened to me. It was the other day I went to the print shop, and I had to print out some marmakomos for the kolel, and they needed to be stapled together. And I asked them, you have a stapler? They had a few staplers, but they didn't have any staples. I was like astounded. There's a print shop. People come constantly to print out things. They need staples. How can you not have staples at a print shop? I was baffled. I walked out of the store and I was thinking, Baruch Hashem, what a small Yisurim. Baruch Hashem, the pages had numbers on it. Could be use it without the stapler. But thank Baruch Hashem that this is my Yisurim. And whenever we have something small, it might be someone says something not nice to you. It might be we stub your toe. It might be that things don't work out exactly. You might have lost a little money. Whatever it might be, we should take pleasure in the fact that Yisurim are small. And even if they're a little bigger, we should take pleasure, Baruch Hashem, all the good things, all the gifts that Hashem has given us. Right? This is the correct outlook towards Yisurim in life, as we've said here so many times. Kol ma da'avid Rahmana l'tav avid. Everything the merciful one does is for good. And as Rav Dan Segel says all the time, there's no such thing as mikrim, there's simot. Things don't happen. You're placed in situations. Hashem places us in situations in order for our best, number one, in order to see how we'll do under those circumstances. Last week, somebody called me up at 7 in the morning. Yeah, I'd finished davening 8, I came home. They called me up and they told me something which it was just, I don't know what to do with myself. It was like, on a scale from 1 to 10 Yisurim, it was a 10. Or maybe a 20 or a 30. It was just like, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I didn't know what to do. I said, God, what do you want from me? I have no idea. I just got down on the floor and was mishtach with Hashem. I said, Hashem, please help me. I have no idea what to do. But Hashem, within a day, the issue was sorted out, and hopefully it will continue to improve. But that's the thing. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. When things are not working out the way you want, then don't despair. Don't get nervous. Try not to. Because this is exactly what Hashem wants. As the Chavetz Chaim says, Moshe Rabbeinu is by the snare. Hashem says, "Amakam atanim sakadoshi." The place you are is holy. Says the Chavetz Chaim, wherever you are in life, wherever you are, whatever is happening to you, that is holy ground because Hashem put you there. He wants you exactly on that place, as we call in Israel, balata. He wants you to be exactly where you are. Your income, your spouse, your children, your health, whatever is going on in your life, that's exactly what Hashem wants. It doesn't mean you shouldn't daven, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't take steps to change it necessarily. Right? That's another issue. But At the moments that you're experiencing the difficulty, what you're supposed to say is Kol ma'adav rachman tov avid, right? That's all. I know it's good. I don't understand right now why it's good, but I'm admitting to Hashem as it were. That's good. And this is the way a Jew is supposed to live their life. Hashem should help us because it's not easy. It's not easy. But every 40 days, we're recreated. Every 40 days, we have to have at least one example. And most of us have multiple things. Most of us know we're headed hopefully for Olam Haba because we have multiple difficulties in life. The nafkamina is a word. The difference, the practical halachic difference, so I'm saying now is try not to get upset when it happens. Yeah, I was at the Kosel. It was in 9 days, and I was making films about the Kinos. And there was a guy who was not happy that I was filming at the Kosel. I said my story once of a guy came and threw my computer on the floor. This guy wasn't as violent, but he just wasn't happy where I was sitting. So he took my stender and he pulled me across the Kotel Plaza. And I kept filming. You could see maybe, it was key number 27 maybe, I don't remember exactly. But so I'm holding on and he's pulling me across the plaza. It was a little bit embarrassing, I have to say, to be pulled across the plaza with my stender. And right after he, and continued filming, of course, right after he finished, 4 Bachram came up to me and says, we want a bracha. Yeah, because it says, when a person gets humiliated, he has the ability to give brachas. I once was on a plane with my Yeshiva, Rav Tzvi Kushlevsky, and we were talking, and out of the blue he says, these trips to Chutz La'aretz, they're very hard for me. I said it because of Bizyonos, because it's great. He goes to me, Bizyonos are great. He starts jumping up and down. Bizyonos are great. Bizyonos are great. Bizyonos are great. Yeah, Lamaisa cleans you out completely. Yeah, no more averas, as it were. It's kapara, at least 100. Gemara Sanhedrin says you lose 100 averas, and it doesn't cost any money. You don't lose any money, right? No physical pain, and it's gone. I was once at a wedding, and I thought I was called up for a bracha. Yeah. I'm standing there with a cup in my hands in front of 500 people, yeah? And another guy comes up to me and he takes the cup out of my hand. I thought I was going to die. This is one of the most embarrassing moments in my life. 500 of my friends, Barry Travis, that's not your bracha. Okay, I don't know, I got it wrong, he got it wrong, doesn't matter. They told me I was going to get a bracha, so I just assumed that was what was happening. But for the next 3 hours, for 3 hours straight, basically, I said, Bizyonos are great, Bizyonos are great, Bizyonos are great, Bizyonos are great. Anyway, it was our wedding anniversary. We went away to Kibbutz Laviv for Shabbos, my wife and I, and I'm in the car, I'm under my breath, Bizyonos are great, Bizyonos. We get there, one of my Talmidot was there, yeah, older Talmidah, a doctor, and she was online ahead of us, and she gets to the manager and she says, do you know who this is in your hotel now? Do you realize you have the biggest rabbi in the world this Shabbos in your hotel? And I was like, oh yeah, that's me. So at that moment I realized Hashem destroys you, but he picks you up. He breaks your ego and then he gives you a pat in the back. So we get Bizyonos, we get difficulties, we get Yisurim, but Hashem is always there taking care of us. It's equal distribution, there's an equilibrium, right? Hashem will break you and he'll make you. He'll take care of you. Hashem loves us. It's an infinite love. The love that Hashem has for us. Ava Rabba, Abtanu. Hashem's love for us is infinite, it's great. He loves us, everything that happens. And I'll end on this note. The Zohar says an unbelievable thing. Lefi rova choshech rova or. The more bad it looks, the more good it is. Because as the Zohar explains, that Yisurim and darkness is a covering. It's like Rav Moshe Shapiro used to say, Haklipa kodemes l'pri. The peel is before the fruit. Before you get to the fruit. I had a pomelo once. Half an hour peeling to get the fruit. But you taste the fruit, it's really good. The more darkness there is, the more klipa, the more peel there is, the more light is hidden there. Because the light needs a very thick peel. So if we have very difficult challenge in our life, with our spouse, with our money, with our health, with our children, it's because Hashem is hiding in this situation infinite light and very, very great things. And this is something which, the more we internalize this, the more we imbue this within ourselves, the more that we will have happy lives and we won't get upset. Right? Sing and dance when things are going wrong. It's not the avoda. The avoda is not sing and dance. Right? The avoda is to accept. Right? As I say, to let go. We spoke about it on Sukkot. The open palms on the sukkah, right? That's all about opening up your hands and letting go. The palm. Keep your palms open, let go. Don't try to hold on, for dear life. That's not what we're meant to be doing. When things go wrong, say, Kol ma ta'avid Rahman l'tov avid. It's all good. Hashem is good. He loves me. It's infinitely good. Nothing bad ever happens. Yeah? It feels bad, it looks bad, it smells bad, but really it's good. Remember, the Zohar says, Lefi rova choshech rov or. The worse it looks, the better it is. Hashem is hiding very, very infinitely great light. And when you overcome the Nisoyan, then the light streams down into your life. And your life is filled with light and light and light. So, these are a few ideas we shared this week. Try to implement them. Most importantly, when something seemingly bad happens, say, Kol ma ta'avid Rahman l'tov avid. It's Lachan Shulchan Aruch, Reish Lamed Sif Hey. Everything, Kol ma, that, avid, done. Rahman, the merciful one, that's God, l'tov avid. He's doing for good. And the more we repeat this and we internalize it and we go through it and we inculcate ourselves with this idea, the more that we're going to have a life filled with joy. Hashem should help us, b'siyata d'shmaya, to achieve this. And don't be fooled. You think I'm talking, when something bad happens, I get upset. I'm a human being. And I've given over 3,000 shirim on this topic. Not over, but close to 3,000 probably, shirim on this topic. And I still get upset because it's a lifetime of work. We constantly have to work on it. Hashem, in His infinite mercy, should help us to achieve this, to get there, to reach this goal. And most importantly, as Rav Chazak Levenstein said, Olam haba. We'll get to this. And you can have it in this world. A person can have Olam haba in this world. As we say in Kriya Shema, Kiyamei Hashemayim al Aretz, like days of heaven on earth. You could have Olam Haba in this world. And Rav Nachman Breslov says, I believe it's in Torah Daled, he says, Olam Haba in this world. If you keep this halacha, Kol ma David, everything except Hashem is good, your life in this world will be Olam Haba. Hashem should help us get there. B'ezrat Hashem, quickly, speedily, and safely. Amen. Kain Tieh Ratzon.